First of all, Mick, what's the mood been like post the Gold Coast defeat?
I think it's been disappointment throughout the group, which is understandable. We can't go up there and dish up the performance we did and feel any other way. So we reviewed the game really hard on Monday night. There was a lot of honest conversations. It was very thorough, and I think the group going to dig in for the week and hopefully respond come Sunday.
What do you think happened at the coalface to go from a pretty impressive, maybe it's a question for both of you, but against Freo over midfield was really impressive, and then it kind of was the complete opposite against the Suns?
Yeah, obviously I think it was minus 27 we were in clearance, which is a domination by Gold Coast. So it's an interesting thing what changes in a week, whether it's mindset or what have you, but good sides and good teams and good players deliver effort week on week, and our girls in the middle particularly didn't do that on the weekend. So we've gone from having a pretty strong performance clearance-wise and effort inside to having probably our worst performance in that area for a long time. So as I say, I think what we do next is really important.
Booting the one goal across the first 3 quarters of the game, sort of struggling to get that supply inside 50. How much of a talking point has that been the past couple of days with the group?
Yeah, it has. It's something that we've battled with for more than just that game. It's been a bugbear of ours. So we got to turn our dominant clearance game the week before into more inside 50s, more forward half. Because I think what we saw in that game on the weekend in the last quarter is that when we got it forward, our forwards can score. We've got some good forwards up there that can hit the scoreboard. So we just need to look after them a little bit more and get the ball forward more than what we are at the moment.
And coming up against Carlton this weekend, the first home game of the season here in Lathlane, how keen are you to get out in front of the home fans after what's been a tough couple of weeks to start the season?
Yeah, looking forward to our first home game of the year. I don't think we've played Carlton in our history. That's where we're at. So looking forward to the challenge. Carlton, watched them closely over their last couple of weeks because they played Gold Coast the week before we did. So just coincided watching that game. So and we know what we're up against. They're a really strong tackling side, good inside, flick the ball around a little bit with hands. So we'll be prepared and ready to go come Sunday.
Emma, as one of the leaders and one of the leading midfielders at the club, what's your message been to the midfield group after the weekend?
Yeah, I think I didn't really have to talk too much. The girls are pretty aware of what we dished up, and everyone was pretty quick to own the effort piece across the ground, not just in the midfield. So I think, back to work this week, working with Hammer pretty closely to find out ways that we can not let a team get on top of us like that for 4 quarters. And as I said, the girls are super aware of that. I didn't really need to say too much. We had our review from Mick, and the girls owned the effort.
Emma, do you after a result like that, which probably fair to say you probably didn't see coming over the weekend, do you sort of take it upon yourself to get around the playing group, some of these younger players, and reassure them that you're only 2 weeks into the season, still plenty of room to go?
Yeah, as I said, the girls are super aware of it, but I think I'm just there to reassure them. It is a long season, a short season, but a long season. As you said, there's still 8 games of the regular season plus finals hopefully to go. So, AFLW, we always say it's pretty quick turnaround. You have to get back on the horse pretty quickly, and there's a lot of love in our group. We don't, you walk in, it's pretty hard to sulk around for too long. We love being around each other, and I think that'll help us get back to work pretty quickly.
Do you view it, obviously sort of tough with it being a 73-point loss, but, with some of these younger players coming through, having that experience of sort of being in a close one, then one where a team sort of blows away, is that sort of a learning curve for the group in some respects? Yeah,
definitely. I was listening to a podcast with Max Gorn this morning, and he was saying when they were getting belted around, he thinks that maybe as the older players feel it a little bit more than what the younger players do. And I think when you walk in and I speak to Hooks and Ash McCarthy, and I think we do feel it probably a little bit more. We've been through the ringer for 4.5 years, and we really want to fast track our way to get out of that. Whereas, we've had a large list turnover in the last 12 months, so a lot of these girls haven't been presented with this before, and it's very new to them. So it's probably a good thing, really, that we don't have a whole team who's feeling probably the way that I am and some of the other senior players are. I think it just helps us move on pretty quickly, and it's a huge learning curve and fast-tracking our development for sure.
And what have been some of the things you've been trying to work on this week in order to try and get a different result against Carlton this weekend?
Yeah, definitely our inside game, as Mick was saying, just getting better bang for buck. Doesn't matter how many clearances and how dominant we can be in the middle. If we're not getting it forward to kick goals, it's actually negligible. So, working pretty closely, as I said, with Hammer. A lot of us have different strengths in that area, and it is sometimes something you've got to work one-on-one with him, how to use your body, how to use your size, and we do have a couple of slighter girls that run through there. So the way that they work around a clearance is maybe different to what Ash McCarthy does, and it takes a lot of extra time with the coaches to work that out. But yeah, I'm pretty confident the girls will be able to do that.
Mick, you mentioned post-game a few of the players you felt were maybe getting a bit sucked up to the contest, getting caught out of position. Is that something you feel like is a quick fix?
Oh yeah, I think it can be. It's an educational thing for our girls, and we showed a couple of clips on that on Monday night, what it looks like, and the end result of that. And one of the times that we did that, and our forwards did get too high at the contest, Gold Coast were good enough to win the ball back at half-back and then go the whole way and score. So just highlighting to them when we do get it wrong what it looks like is key. But yeah, at times it can look like we've got extra numbers up there. I do know what's going on, and that's what happened on the game. So we can improve in that area, absolutely.
A couple of injuries from the Suns game as well. How are Shanae and Eleanor doing?
Yeah, Eleanor's got concussion, so she's in the concussion protocol, so it's out of our hands, and she'll miss this week. Davo's shoulder popped out. She's started rehab. She's in the gym right now doing that. So we're hoping that'll be a quick turnaround for her, and we may see her back in the next four weeks maybe. So we just have to. She's got some KPIs she has to meet to play, and it just whenever that happens, it happens.
Does that mean Evie Gooch may be in line for a recall this week?
There's a few in line, yeah. We'll settle our team this afternoon, but we got some girls that are pretty hungry to play, and they've been on the sideline for a couple of weeks, and we've got some girls that want to play on our team, and they're pushing the others at training. We'll make those decisions later on.
How's the feeling being around the club this week, Michael? With what was a tough loss on the weekend, of course, but still some weeks left in the season, a bit of ground to make up, but still time to turn it around.
Yeah, I think the word I used earlier was disappointment, and I think you have to. You can't. You got to bounce back, but you've got a week to do that. So I think the group is really disappointed in what we dished up, and when I say we, the coaches are a part of that. So we're really determined to get back to work, and it'll be a slow build throughout the week to get us back to where we need to get to before we run out on Sunday. But even sensing today, we've just trained, and there's still a lot of disappointment in the group. And I'd be a little bit shocked if it was any other way. So on a performance like that, we need to be disappointed, we need to regroup, we need to get back to work, and we need to come out on Friday's session and have a really good session going into the Sunday game. So we'll be right by the time we run out, but yeah, there's a lot of disappointment at the moment.
Just quickly on the departure of Trevor today, obviously he's made a huge impact at the football club down the years. Do either of you have any good, memories with Trevor? Like, how important has he been to the women's side of the program?
He's been very supportive of our program. I can't say a bad word about him. Obviously, I was here in 2000 as a player, and he was still here. So longevity in the game doesn't happen to many, but the quality people in your club survive, and Trev's done that, and got utmost respect for him, and he'll be sorely missed because no one in this football club loves the football club more than what he does.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been fundamental, I think, in turning our program from what it was in the foundation couple of years into the professional program that it is now, and I'm sure all the girls are really grateful for that.